Okay, so we're just continuing our emwave conversation. And what I was going to say, a couple things I was going to say. One is that I'm wondering if for me, I use metaphors all the time and you like to use them, and I'm turning blue right now. I think metaphors, for me at least, get me in the mind, get me in the head. Uh, because I'm trying to link what you're saying to the metaphor, green. So I'm saying let's drop metaphor.
Okay, all right.
You know, at least for me.
Okay.
And then, so this is useful, like in terms of communicating with people. And then the other thing I was going to think is sometimes it turns red while you're talking, or yeah, or maybe when I'm talking, but usually when you're talking. And I'm like, I don't know why it just turned red now. And I think I don't always need to figure. I don't have to become obsessed with understanding every time my subconscious mind is upset with me. Do you agree? Oh, it doesn't agree. It wants me to become obsessed with understanding.
No,
Or not.
it's just all we need, as John Sarno would say, is a relationship.
Okay.
We don't need to know everything. We don't even honestly need to be friends in a certain way that I would think of it. Like his famous work was sciatica. If you read his book, Healing Back Pain, or The Divided Mind, which is the one I have, he has people write a letter to their unconscious mind every day, just as an exercise, like a pen pal. Just write a letter every day. And then after a few weeks, their sciatica just goes away.
Yes, and we'll link to another video about that one. So here's an interesting thing. While you were talking, again, my mind wanders like maybe everyone. And I was thinking, for the school, I would like you to require, and this is me like telling the world how to be, but it turned green,
Okay,
so I guess I'm allowed to say it.
Yeah,
It's great, woo! But the vision I had was that every student, still green, would wear one of these during the sessions, if they're on Skype or in person. That way they and you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's cool.
You can put it on a tone so that even if you don't have video Skype, you just have audio.
Okay.
So I did that on one of Patrick's radio shows.
Yeah.
Where I put the emwave up next to the microphone on tone.
Yeah.
And there was a lady who tuned in late one day, and she was listening to the show, and she went all around through her house looking which smoke alarm was going on.
Can you reverse it? I'm red for some reason, but I have to ask this question. Hopefully it turns. Can you I'd like the tone to happen when I'm red, so that way I wake up out of it. Can you reverse that?
You know, I don't know. You could talk with the heart math people about it. Yeah. But they give a deep tone when it's green, and a high-pitched tone at blue, and no tone at red.
Okay.
Now, the one on the phone does make a tone on red.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's cheaper, so that's the one.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
So you might like the iPhone.
Still red though. It's like you're getting too caught up with the procedures. So do you always listen to subconscious mind, or do you sometimes overrule the red light?
So I've had issues with relationships in life, and I kind of get part of that now, because when Meridian and I are having our talk to clear the air, I really want to say something when I'm red. That's when I feel like I'm right.
Yeah.
I don't want to connect with somebody that I feel is wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know that somehow feels offensive when I'm caught up in that?
Right. So hold your thought. But you're red. He's red as he's saying it, but it doesn't mean that the subconscious mind disagrees with it. It means that the energy, when you reflect on this.
Yeah. This is not where the energy is.
Yeah.
So when I'm red, I'm not on the heart path.
Yeah.
So we're having a discussion. May have been true at some point in time, but right now there's a different path that would be the path of the heart. And I'm not finding it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to apply the conscious mind's rule book. Oh, if it's red, stop. If it's green, go. But this is so much more subtle, because it's like, yeah, true, be green, but it's not like you're a bad person if you're red. It's just a chance to look at something. And I would say, we'll see if the subconscious mind agrees, that if you have to say something in red, if that's where you're at, it's okay.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's not a violation. It's just. So when I took this out to do sports, because I'd heard sports people use it to, maximize their efforts. So I went out to hit golf balls. I'm not a golfer, but I do like to go on the driving range, and I enjoy hitting a shot that allows me to imagine that I could have been a great golfer or something, And I was red the whole time I was out there. 10% green and blue, and the rest of the time I was red. And yeah, just remembering that. So I'm out there on the golf course, and I'd walk up to the ball, put the club behind the ball. I'd be green. As soon as I'd start my swing, it would go red.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get it. And it took 3 times out there before I experimented with the idea and discovered that I was unconsciously hoping that the people nearest to me would hit a bad shot so that mine would look better. And so when I stepped back and focused on them and looked at them and said, I hope you guys hit a really satisfying shot, I could stay green through my shot.
Yeah.
But until I wished them well,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. And that's the genius of this piece here, is that my unconscious mind was wanting me to connect.
Your unconscious mind was wanting to connect. And I would say it's been turning red when I'm somewhere else, when I'm thinking of how to apply this, or whenever it's the critical mind, and I'm not just in pure receptivity. And I'm not saying, I don't know what this would say if I'm always supposed to be in pure receptivity, but if I'm not, out of respect to you, and out of not thinking that I'm Mr. Genius, what if I just stop the chatter in my mind and just be purely receptive? For a teacher, for a student, for a business person, still green, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're really catching on quickly.
Wow, this may be the most important invention human beings have ever created. I don't want to do a commercial for them, but it seems like it is.
It's up there, and I don't get any money for them. From them. Saying.
Oh, he turned red. So it's not that he's lying, folks. It's that he's, I'm guessing, concerned that you think that he is getting self-served, and so therefore,
I'm concerned with what other people think.
Yeah.
And it's been a lifelong little ball and chain.
I mean, this is like having a guru in your pocket. Mm-hmm. A guru that can read your mind, basically.
Yeah, so there's a therapist friend of mine who won't wear these, actually. Boy, that's so true. Let me show you what happens when things are really true.
Yeah.
It went away now, so I'm starting to confess. But there's a little red light that can happen on the other end.
Okay.
And that's when a person loses their pulse to their earlobe. The first time I saw this was like working with people with the open chair gestalts. And we would hit an issue that I would think, oh, the emwave turned off, I don't know what happened. But as I watched it over time, when we hit a really vital issue that kicks in fight or flight, it'll shut off the blood flow to the ear. Because you don't need that to run or fight, right? And so we could actually see that occurring. So that's what the little red light on the other end is. If we catch it again, we'll do it.